Shalom from Israel, from 4,000 years old city of Jaffa. Today with me is Guy, my son and our youth leader. So Guy, what would you tell us about Jaffa?
So first of all, this city, as you already mentioned, is an ancient city actually. And it's really interesting that we always, as Israelis that are born in Israel, we always visit this city, and we never really think about the biblical history of the city.
Yeah, it's a cool city, I can tell you. And there is very important stories that actually shape the history of humanity and influence to lives of many in the Bible. One from the Old Testament and one from the New Testament. So let's start with Old Testament and think what happened here. I want to tell you, when Abraham came to Israel, Jaffa already was here. But our focus today on Jonah, Jonah the prophet. So Prophet Jonah was living in Galilee, but God visited him and told to Jonah, Jonah, go to Nineveh, the great city, and cry out on the city. Jonah stand up and went to city of Jaffa. We are in Jaffa at Jaffa port.
Abba, from what I know, Nineveh is in modern-day Iraq, which is in the north. Then why Jonah went to the south, to Jaffa, which is a port city? He doesn't need to go by sea there.
That's right, Guy. You know, I have been listening to different messages, and people used to say, pastors used to teach, saying Jonah actually took the wrong ship. So Jonah, he was running from the face of the Lord. Hebrew says face of the Lord, English says presence of the Lord. He was running from call of God. He was running from the commandments and mission God gave him to do. So he just basically was running away, and he didn't want to go to Nineveh. Why? We're going to talk more about that.
Jonah boarded on a ship which was going to a city which is called Tarshish or Tarshish. While Jonah was en route to the city, a severe storm has begun.
Well, being on the ship with a strong storm, back in the day, people were religious. So everyone started to think and ask each other, let's check out why it happened to us. What happened here? They knew God is involved. So they've been asking God and couldn't find answer. And then they found Jonah the prophet who was sleeping on the ship. They woke him up and said to him, please tell us, for whose cause it is trouble upon us? What is your occupation and where do you come from? What is your country and of what people are you? So he said to them, I am a Hebrew and I fear the Lord. In Hebrew it says Jehovah. I fear Jehovah, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land. It was clear that's because of Jonah. He was running from the God, from Lord himself, from his face, running from him. They were scared. They didn't want to kill Jonah because Jonah sent him, you shall throw me out and you will be okay. They do anything to escape it, but eventually they understood. They had no choice. They throw Jonah out and fish appears. So fish swallowed Jonah, and he was in the belly of Jonah for 3 days. And at the third day, Jonah started to cry out to the Lord, Lord, help me. Even Jesus used the story of Jonah as an example, saying about himself in Jonah and showing us prophetic action in his story. Let's read.
But he answered and said to them, an evil and adulterous generation seeks after a sign, and no sign will be given to it, except the sign of the prophet Jonah. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the great fish, so will the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth.
So Jonah was assigned. He was signed for our generation. And one of the points I learned here, Jonah was waiting for 3 days and only then he started to cry out to the Lord. I want to encourage you, my friend, cry to the Lord every day, every time you need Him. Cry to the Lord anytime when you need His power and His help. Don't wait for 3 days like Jonah was waiting in the belly of the fish. So Jonah came back to Jaffa port and he went to do a mission. In next part, we're going to learn together what God have done in his life in Nineveh.